Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really strapping in. We're looking at this intense scenario, focusing on survival, yes, but also resourcefulness and how people react when, well, the world literally falls apart around them.
Exactly. It's extreme stuff. Our source material, it describes this catastrophic disaster scenario. Think uh, gravity failing, constant earthquakes, even molten magma showing up.
Yeah, magma. And amidst all that, we're tracking this small group of survivors.
Right. Specifically, their immediate actions, and maybe more importantly, the psychological side of it all, the chaos. We see a lot of it through the eyes of this young man, Alex. He's got this really critical mission.
A mission that really drives the conflict, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It forces this immediate kind of brutal moral divide in the group.
Hmm.
It shows how pressure really reveals character, the good, the bad, and the terrifyingly corrupt.
Okay, let's dive right in. It starts violently, doesn't it? The entry point is just
Yeah.
shocking. We're in a parking garage.
Uh-huh. And a plane flown by this character called the pilot just smashes through the wall, presumably trying to find anywhere safe to land.
And there's immediate collateral damage.
Right. The source material is stark. The parking attendant, a Mr. Larry, he's right there at the entrance, instantly shredded by the propeller.
Oh,
Yeah. And the detail they give, tiny red dots, bits of him on the nurse's clothes, it's grim, but it sets the tone.
establishes the stakes immediately.
Exactly. It tells you competence, like the pilot managing any landing, instantly matters more than, well, Mr. Larry's life. It's brutal survival math right from the get-go.
And they don't even have time to process that because the plane itself is in a terrible spot.
No time at all. The fuselage is hanging outside the garage. The description is just a few wooden sticks and a thin sheet of aluminum holding it.
Seriously precarious.
And the tail section, inside the garage, it's cracking under the strain. It's literally a race against physics at this point.
This is where we see Alex step up, though.
Instantly. He doesn't freeze. He's got this cable, a metal hook. He's immediately trying to secure their position. Resourceful.
And the bus driver, too, Mr. Lee.
Yeah, sheer strength there. He's physically holding the tail section together with his bare hands, trying to buy them time. You've got Alex's ingenuity and Mr. Lee's brute force working together.
While that's happening, the pilot wakes up, still inside the plane, which is tilting, remember?
Uh-huh. And he turns to the preacher, Reverend Leroy, who's clearly dazed, and delivers that classic line.
The good news, bad news line.
Exactly. I have good news, and I have bad news. Just pure, dark gallows humor.
What was the punchline again?
The good news? We've landed. The bad news? Well, they're hanging by a thread outside a collapsing building.
It tells you a lot about the pilot right away. Cynical.
Deeply cynical. It's his coping mechanism, right?
Yeah.
Surviving the unsurvivable crash only to be trapped like this. He sees things very transactionally, very jaded. A real contrast to Alex and the bus driver's immediate, selfless actions.
So they managed to get the pilot and the preacher pulled out onto the garage floor. Relative safety.
For about 2 seconds. Then an earthquake hits.
There. And the whole fuselage just tears away.
Completely. Rips off the tail section they were holding onto, drops into the distance. Gone.
Wow. Okay.
And right then, as if things weren't bad enough, you start seeing molten magma.
Coming up from where?
Leaking from deep cracks in the garage's support pillars. The structure is failing. The workman character points it out. The only safe place might be the basement, below ground level.
So time to run for the basement.
Except Alex stops them. He reveals his mission. He has to get to a pharmacy nearby. His sister needs insulin.
He's choosing this one specific person, his sister, over the immediate safety of the group who just saved him.
And the group reacts predictably at first. The nurse warns him it's too dangerous. The workman even brings up Mr. Larry. Look what happens when you take risks.
But the bus driver pushes back.
Ferociously. Mr. Lee, who saw Alex act decisively, shouts, "Leave him alone. Who are you to say what he can or cannot do? He saved your life." He recognizes that competence.
And this moment, this argument, it triggers something in the pilot.
It really does.
Yeah.
This is key. The pilot watches the others, nurse, bus driver, workman, preacher, even foots the cat heading for the basement. And he makes his choice.
What does he say?
He basically says he's done with passive belief. I've had my fill of faithless people. Let them watch the cat. I'll go with you. He's going with Alex.
Why, though? Does he suddenly find faith?
I don't think it's spiritual faith, not in the traditional sense. He's pragmatic. He's just spent 9 years listening to the preacher's, well, hypocrisy, as we find out later. He sees Alex's mission as action, as meaning, something real, kind of functional faith maybe, while the others were just retreating.
So the group splits, retreaters versus the mission team.
Precisely. The moral lines are drawn right there.
Okay, so Alex and the pilot head for the pharmacy, and their route is unconventional.
Terrifyingly so. It's all Alex's quick thinking. They can't use the streets, presumably. So he comes up with this plan, jumping from one wooden storefront awning to the next.
Like a high wire act.
Yeah, testing each one first, lightly bouncing before leaping. Calculated risk, driven by sheer desperation. They need to move fast.
But it doesn't go smoothly.
Of course not. One awning gives way. Alex falls, just dangling by the cable.
And the pilot reacts.
Instinctively, he grabs the cable, pulls him up, saves him. And this seems to be the moment the pilot fully commits.
How so?
Alex suggests they tie the cable between them. They link themselves together. And the pilot, who was so cynical before, agrees. He says something like, if Alex falls now, all this would be for nothing.
He sees their fates as link.
Exactly. It's not just Alex's mission anymore. It gives the pilot's own survival purpose, meaning something he clearly didn't feel flying the Preacher around. He's invested now.
So they finally make it to the pharmacy strip mall. How do they get in?
More ingenuity. There's a manhole cover nearby. The pilot lowers Alex down about 20 feet. Alex swings across, gets to the pharmacy doors,
And uses the hook.
smashes them open with the metal hook. Violent, desperate entry. Time is running out.
Inside, it's chaos again.
Total mess. Overturned displays, bottles everywhere. Alex is frantically searching for the insulin.
And the danger isn't outside anymore.
No, it follows him in. A thin stream of that molten magma starts dripping from a crack of the ceiling right above him.
Seriously?
It's relentless pressure.
Yeah.
But he finds it. Just as the magma starts to drip, he gets the insulin, the syringe, the needle.
Mission accomplished for his sister. But he grabs other things too.
Yes, and this is important. He doesn't just grab the insulin. He fills a backpack with supplies for the others back in the basement. Specifically for the nurse, Helen, and her baby, Angel. Baby formula, soda, candy.
So even focused on his sister, he's not completely abandoned the group. He still shows that basic humanity.
Right. It contrasts sharply with what we learn next. Because as they escape through these dark drainage tunnels, the pilot finally opens up about the Preacher.
Pretty damning.
Oh, it's incredibly dark. The pilot who flew this guy, Reverend Leroy, for 9 years, he just unloads. He calls him a pig.
Why? What did the Preacher do?
According to the pilot, he specifically targeted the most vulnerable people for donations. Cripples, young mothers with severely disabled children, because he knew they'd give the most. And he'd apparently mocked them privately.
That's awful.
It's worse. The pilot claims the Preacher used his man of God status to coerce women into sex,
What? How?
telling them they had no right to judge him, that he was just following the Spirit, using faith itself as a tool for control and abuse.
So the pilot knew this for 9 years.
Seems like it. He was complicit, just flying him around. But this crisis, seeing Alex's genuine action, it finally broke his silence. His disgust is palpable.
And this background, it sheds a whole new light on what happens back in the basement with the Preacher.
Absolutely. The bus driver tells the story later. The Preacher has a complete psychotic breakdown there.
What triggers it?
It starts about 45 minutes after Alex and the pilot left. There's a tremor, and the emergency lights start flickering, this intense red strobe light effect.
Okay.
And the Preacher just fixates on Fritz the cat. They have this intense staring match. Then he snaps, smashes the emergency case, grabs the fire axe,
Oh, no, not the cat.
and starts trying to kill Fritz.
Why the cat?
The nurse, Helen, she offers a possible explanation. She calls it the strength of madness. Says it's like the violent paranoia she saw in some meth users at her clinic. They often had delusions of seeing a demon.
So she thinks he saw the cat as a demon.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
Or maybe just a target for his rage now that his authority is gone. His whole world, built on controlling people through fake faith, has collapsed. So he lashes out, axe in hand, at the most helpless thing there. Chaos didn't make him corrupt. It just unleashed the corruption that was always there.
Terrifying. How do the others react?
They're terrified, obviously. They have to defend themselves. They use that little metal tool Alex gave the bus driver.
The one he used to secure the plane?
Might be. They use it to screw the grate shut, locking the Preacher out of their safer area, trapping him in the outer basement section.
Using Alex's tool against the man who was supposed to guide them.
Wow. And the pilot adds one last bizarre touch. As he's climbing out of the shaft later to join Alex, he makes a point of loudly passing gas.
You're kidding?
Nope. Tells the group he left them some poison gas, refers to cabbage, to keep the crazed preacher away. It's dark humor again, but also practical, a weird psychological boundary.
Unbelievable. So the basement group is sort of barricaded against their own former leader. Meanwhile, Alex and the pilot press on.
They've got the map Alex took. They're navigating the tunnels, heading towards the park, trying to get to Alex's sister's street corner.
And the pilot is still trying to understand Alex, right? He asks him why he isn't afraid after everything.
Yeah, it's a reasonable question. Alex's answer goes back to his friend, someone named Doc, who taught him about faith.
What does he say faith gives him?
Clarity, essentially. He quotes something, "God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of love, peace, and a sound mind." And adds, "Plus, I have faith." Doc said without faith, it's impossible to please God.
So for Alex, faith isn't passivity, it's the source of his sound mind, his competence, his focus.
That seems to be the idea. It's faith demonstrated through action, through resourcefulness, through keeping his head under impossible pressure. The total opposite of the preacher, whose faith was a performance that shattered into psychosis.
But they're not safe yet. The danger isn't gone.
Not at all. Right near the end of this part of the story, they hear something disturbing, faintly, in the tunnels. The bell on Fritz, the cat's collar.
The cat got out.
Must have. And then, echoing behind the sound of the bell, they hear the preacher singing an old church hymn.
He's following them. The madness is still pursuing them.
Exactly. The external threat, the physical collapse, seems almost manageable compared to this internal moral chaos that's now hunting them.
So wrapping this section up, we see this stark contrast. External pressure, the collapsing world, is met with incredible ingenuity. Alex's hook, the awning jumps, the map reading.
But the internal pressure, the psychological stress, it acts differently. It shatters the preacher, exposes his deep corruption, turns him into this paranoid, violent figure. While for Alex, that same pressure seems to solidify his purpose.
And the pilot gets caught in the middle, ultimately choosing action and purpose over passive, corrupted faith.
Right. He saw the hypocrisy up close for years. Alex's mission, however dangerous, offered something real. But it brings us back to that early point, doesn't it? The workman warning Alex.
About Mr. Larry, the parking attendant.
Yeah, the workman said Alex's sister's family will never even know what happened to that guy. Shredded instantly.
Which leaves us with a tough question for you, the listener, to think about. Alex is clearly the hero here in many ways. His mission is vital, moral, saving his sister.
But every step he took involved risk. And ultimately, someone else paid a price right at the start. Mr. Larry. So how does a hero justify that? Prioritizing one personal mission, even a critical one, when it comes at such a cost, or potentially risks the safety of others he's already helped save.
It's that ethical tightrope walk, isn't it? Especially when chaos removes all the easy answers, something to definitely chew on.